guys, Doomsday coming at you
guys.
from our live studio audience.
Studio audience, make some noise.
Yeah.
So, we're just here to tell you all about our show. Some of you, we're not naming names, are not going to be able to make it to every practice. I'm not specifically talking about you, Henry Stevens. I know that there will be other people too. And in that event, we would love it if you knew what was going to happen a little bit before, and that way you could think about it, have it in your brain, not be too surprised when we tell you what it is.
And like know what is going on at all. Let's see what we're going through first. Actually, I know what we're doing first.
Okay, so first we're going to tell you about the gist of the show. What the show is about, what we're trying to do with the show.
Alright, so there's a few different sections of the show. First section of the show is the Goofy section. The Goofy section is like classic original Doomsday stuff.
Feel free to open the Google Doc that is listed in the description of this video and work along with us.
Please do that. Please open the Google Doc. We're going to give you a physical copy of that when we start practicing.
Which will be starting the 8th of August.
Yes.
And you will be required to attend.
Yes, and we're going to be practicing every day. You don't have to come to all of them.
But you should at least come to 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah. And
starting on the 8th, you don't have to come to all of them, but you should come to 2 or 3.
And the show's on the 11th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, the Goofy section, we have a spinner, and we do like mini plays. It's like Goofy shenanigans, classic Doomsday style.
Yes, and then that section will lead into a crazy Flesch violence section, and that is where we spin the spinner. Eventually, we sing a song, and that song devolves into chaos, and that chaos devolves into Flesch violence section, where we are doing a modified confusion seminar type environment.
There's lots of you have to do a lot of this here. Nothing like. You don't have to do anything like very specific during the Flesch violence section. There's a few things you have to do that are very specific, but it's a lot of you running around and tearing into apples and ripping things apart and screaming and jumping.
The idea is to scare the audience in this, and what we need you to do is a specific list. If you go into the Google document, you will actually see it is. Right after the song, it's all bolded here. We have about 14 points of things that you will be doing during then, and we would like you to do as many of them as you can during this section. Me and Grayson will be up at the top of the audience, and we will be giving crazy speeches.
Yeah.
There will be flashing lights, and you will be having noisemakers, and this is where we terrorize the audience.
And after that, there's the bleak section. And you might wonder, what is the bleak section, Grayson? The bleak section is probably the bleakest section of all the show. Now, during that section, it's the most, like, I don't know, performance-y section, if that means anything to you. We're going to be doing lots of quiet performance, strange things, like giving monologues or just doing weird PowerPoints on stage. There's a part where we move our mouths and then 2 helpers actually read words
so it looks like we're saying them,
but it's dubbed over badly.
So basically, this is how these 2 sections work. We're having chaos where there's a moment where all of us surround the audience. Every helper that we have, we're going to get in a circle and we're going to surround the audience, and then me and Grayson are going to escape from that circle and go to the front. Then we need 1 helper to shine what we have as a makeshift spotlight on us. And when that happens, I will immediately do a monologue. All the sound will stop, and it will be the bleak section. And then Grayson also joins in, and then it's officially the bleak section. We have the PowerPoint, we have a song, and we have the projectors that I have going crazy all around the room. That is what happens then. There are specific things for you to do during that. It is basically this.
Read the document.
Read the document. The next section, this section and the next section are the most planned. So there's things you need to be doing at certain times, which we will be explaining to you during the practices.
After the bleak section, we paint ourselves green, you see?
Mm-hmm.
And that launches us into the utopian section.
Mm-hmm.
The Utopian section is basically just Goofy section 2. It's just the Goofy section, but more bright and shiny. During this, you're reading books and frolicking and laughing and playing, and we're doing classic Doomsday antics. But this section is very short-lived because then we go into the most probably complicated.
And then just make the playlist, and then I'm ready to go after that.
Shh. The most complicated, most things happening at the same time part of the show, the panic section.
Anxious section.
The anxious section.
So here's how we get from the dreary section to the anxious section.
Utopian section.
Sorry, whatever. The dreary section to the next sections. So me and Grayson sit on the stage. I've just sang my song during the dreary section, okay? And then me and Grayson are sitting on the stage, and we say to ourselves, you know, our group isn't growing. What do we need? We don't have a gimmick. You know who has a gimmick? The Blue Man Group. That performance art group got really big. Maybe we should do something like, maybe we should be green? And we paint ourselves green. And so once we are green, you guys are going to come on stage, and you're going to start having fun with us. We're going to spin the spinner of mini plays again and finish up all those mini plays. But as we're spinning the mini plays, the machine that we have that's in the corner of the room will start malfunctioning. And we will need you and the audience members to go up and do specific things to the machine in order to make it not break and kill us all.
There is a very specific order of how the machine gets more crazy and violent, and the very specific things we should be doing. Again, look at the document.
In the document, you will see that that we're doing 4 mini plays, and during every mini play, there are specific things that happen and things that should happen to fix those things. And then eventually, when the last mini play is done, the machine will start beeping rapidly, and then we're trying to keep the mini plays going as the machine is malfunctioning. We're trying to keep going, but eventually it just can't work anymore, and we have to give up on the mini plays, and we just devote all attention to fixing the machine.
Yeah.
So me and Grayson are running around trying to fix the machine. You guys are running around trying to fix the machine, doing and undoing things, doing all the things we told you to do in that list, but over and over again to the machine. Eventually, we give up and we brace for impact. And this is when our special helper, Jonas,
Played by Brian.
is going to decide, pause. A spotlight goes on him, all noises go off, and he says, should I sacrifice myself to the machine in order to save Doomsday?
And then we do an audience vote on whether or not he should, but it's actually rigged. Every single time he chooses that he should not sacrifice himself and that instead he should leave us to die. And what happens then is he flees the building, a big crazy explosion sound plays, and then when the lights come on, me and Ella are gone. And one of the helpers, one of you guys, just comes up and goes, oh, thank you for coming to the show. Make sure to follow us here and here and here, and visit our website, and come to our next show. Doomsday, Doomsday, Doomsday. Thank you, Flying Panther. You know, the typical outro stuff.
And we just aren't on stage, and we let the Doomsday song play out, and then maybe we come out after that.
Yeah.
That's the whole show. I know that it doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but that's just because we haven't run through it, and also because we haven't explained the entire document to you yet. And I bet you haven't read the whole document yet, have you?
You haven't.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to run through the document with you, and you're going to look with us. And then we'll know exactly what will happen next. And additionally, you will feel better about it, okay?
Mm-hmm. So, also, please read the document.
Listen, you read it with us. It'll be really quick.
Yeah.
This whole video process will probably only take 20 minutes of your life. And honestly, is that too much to ask for you to feel a little more confident going into practice?
No.
Okay, so let's get started. Go to the beginning of the document. I expect everyone at the show to show up with black and red clothes, okay? I'm sure you got a black t-shirt or a red t-shirt or some dark colored pants. Maybe you don't have black pants, and that's okay. You can wear dark colored jeans, you know?
I do have a pair of black pants, and I have if anyone desperately needs clothes, they could borrow some from me if you are relatively my size.
I encourage you guys to take notes during this video as we go through for anything that you might need to bring or that you might need to remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, the audience walks in. We have a bunch of helpers sitting at tables. You guys are eating some food while we are singing some songs in the front of the stage. A helper introduces us by saying, "Welcome to our next act, Doomsday, Doomsday, Doomsday." We take the stage, give the classic, "Hey guys, so this is the show. We're Doomsday," right? And then we spin the wheel of mini plays. We have like 4 mini plays before we go to the musical number. First, sound effect mini play. These are all going to be on a wheel that we're spinning, so we don't know which one we're going to do at which time.
And for this one, we have a series on our sound guy's going to hang out on this one. We have a series of funny sound effects on Spotify, and we're going to go through them and just sort of improvise funny movements to do to each other.
True.
We're doing a fight.
Then we have Give Me Your Hair, which is where we call up a helper from the audience, specifically Brian, because he's going to be playing Jonas.
And we go, "Give me your hair, give me your hair," and he either does or doesn't, but then after that, he goes and he stays with the helpers, and he's a helper, but he's wearing Jonas clothes, so he's like the newcomer.
Weirdly a newcomer audience member, why is he here?
Yeah.
Bongo announcement, I'm playing a bongo while Grayson rants. Gaslight you, we're all holding flashlights under our mouths and faces while we gaslight the audience by telling them that they had to pay to come here and that we're upset with them because they're stealing from us.
Do not stop. Let the wheel stop. Ella tackles me to the ground and chokes me until I almost pass out. I then just beats the shit out of me.
Yeah. Molten Magma Hot Boiling mini play. This one we're going to be at donning some beautiful women's clothing, and we're just going to be begging for attention from the audience until we end up pleading that they love us. Pizza dough spinning. We are going to be spinning pizza dough to Italian music. Design a new logo. We are going to be typing on a computer as we design a new logo. When I turn around the computer,
It'll be the new logo.
It will be the new logo, which is a single slice of ham pressed to the computer screen. Then, the last mini play that we do before we go into the song is actually going to be the bongo play. So me and Grayson are going to choose that. We're going to decide by just making the spinner land and what we want it to land on. And then we do the bongos in a sing-songy voice until it morphs into the song. I tell Archer, "Cue the music!" And then he starts playing the music and we start singing the song.
Yeah.
We sing the song, and then Grayson moves to the front of the stage, and I move with him as he stands on a podium. And while he's standing on a podium, he's going to start giving a rousing speech to all of you guys, like, "I love Doomsday! Doomsday forever! Doomsday will prevail!" You know, that kind of jazz. He's very militaristic. You guys, as helpers, are going to be standing around him going, "Yes! Doomsday! Doomsday!"
Like preferably, like, you guys, like line up, like, shoulder to shoulder, like, facing me. But then, and you guys are like, "Yes, yes," you salute. Eventually, though, starts to get a little, like we say in the industry, quazy. And I'm starting to say more stuff like, "Go, like, be violent, show them your violence." And when I say something along the lines of, like, the boiling power of the sun, the boiling red-hot power of the sun shall guide you forward, at that point, everybody break off and just start, like, doing
You're going to be going
tricks.
crazy. You're going to be doing confusion seminar type things. If you've been with us since the first show, or even since Goucher's show, you will know that confusion seminar is us trying to overwhelm the audience, being crazy, doing crazy things. Me and Grayson are going to be giving our speeches while you do this list of things. Once I'm done with my speech and Grayson's done with his, and you guys have done a lot of these things on the list of 14 things that you can do to the audience, we're going to put up our hands. I'm going to be doing this because I'm going to go second in the confusion seminar. I put up my hand and say, "Helpers, you all come to the stage and you surround me and go fall to your knees, and then you're going to look up at me." And then I continue my speech. And then I send you off into the audience, and we all go into the audience, and we surround them in a circle, and we're just running around them like, in a circle.
And like feel free to like moshes each other during this time, push each other around.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You guys
are you paying attention?
You guys are gonna be. That was kind of like that one moment in Citizen Kane where they have the pigeon. The bird screaming at them. Ah! Anyway, guys. So then, you guys are surrounding the audience in that circle, right? After that happens, me and Grayson are going to be running out of that circle, so hopefully there'll be so much chaos that they won't notice we've left. We're gonna run
And
to
then
the front of the stage.
We sit down.
I'm
You stand up.
Yeah.
I sit down.
I run to the front of the stage, and one of you runs with me with the spotlight. Whoever is doing this is going to be the dedicated spotlight person for the show. Henry Stevens, maybe you. Hey, you're the spotlight guy. I know that from Mill Mountain. So what's happening is you're shining the spotlight on us, okay? Specifically me, and I'm going to give my monologue. The person that's doing the sound, all the time will be cut here from the confusion. It will be immediately dreary section. I am doing a monologue. Grayson either does one after or joins in.
Yeah, once the music cuts out, if you're still spinning around the audience, just immediately stop.
Immediately stop and run to the front of the stage.
Yes. Go to the wings of the stage, actually, if you're not immediately helping.
So, yeah, I go through my monologue. Projector should be going crazy. So basically, I go through my monologue, and then we need the people that aren't doing sound and the people that aren't doing projector. The people that aren't doing sound and the people that aren't doing spotlight to go to the projectors and turn them on. And that's after my initial monologues happen, so that for the rest of the section, the projectors are going everywhere, okay? Then I finish my thing, he finishes his. Ambience plays and foghorn plays, and all the helpers stand on the wings of the stage nervously.
Yeah, just like the whole time, unless you're like actively going up to help with something, just kind of go on the side of the stage and just kind of like, just seem like uncomfortable and kind of anxious. Not like panicking, just like a little bit uncomfortable with what's happening.
Then me and Grayson are gonna face backwards and mumble some stuff while you guys stand behind us and kneel. Then we're gonna go do projectors stuff. So the people that are doing projectors are gonna shine the projector, and the other people are gonna hold up a white backdrop so the projector can go on it. And this is a PowerPoint, so we're gonna do the PowerPoint. One of the slides requires the helpers, in which you guys are going to be saying a script that will be on the PowerPoint slide, and me and Grayson will be mouthing along, and the spotlight will be on the helpers saying the script. No, spotlight will be on me and Grayson saying the script. Yeah, and then I sing my song after that, and Grayson makes a man out of clay. After the song is over, we sit on the stage for 30 seconds, and then we say, okay, next up on the spinner.
Just like nothing ever happened.
Yes, except then we quickly change our minds, and we're like, the machine didn't like that, guys. That was weird. We need to have a gimmick, blah, blah, blah. Let's paint ourselves blue. We paint ourselves green. Then we're green, and we say, hey, guys, so we are green now. And then the utopian section begins.
Yeah, and we go back to classic spinner antics for a little bit, but that quickly is interrupted by the machine malfunctioning as we described before.
Yes, so we are going back to, there are 8 mini plays total. We are going to do the last 4 on the spinner.
Yes.
And all of these things that are in the document. So in the first play, it happens normally. The second play, a red light comes on, which is the police light. And then the machine beeps rapidly, a helper fixes it with a wrench, and the red light turns off. Third play, they flash lots of lights, so the light will turn back on again, and the helper goes over to Google Solutions, and we ask an audience member to pour liquids into it. The machine also is emitting fog here, so a helper will need to make the fog machine emit fog, and we'll put blankets on the machine and take blankets off. Fourth play, a voice comes out of the machine that says punishment activated. There's a speaker inside of the machine, so whoever is doing the audio will need to turn on that MP3 so that it plays through the speaker.
And that kills Tristan.
That does kill Tristan.
Tristan, you'll have to fall to the ground wherever you are at that point and stay there until the end of the show.
Well, we'll see how long he stays there, but you will have to be dead.
Yes, you will have to be dead.
So then, yes, this of course is the last mini play. So the machine is still not working, and everything that the machine is doing is getting louder, and we start to freak out. So this is the anxious section, as we were saying.
The ancient section.
The ancient machine section. At the beginning, we go into slow motion for 30 seconds. Me and Grayson were like, "Oh no!
Gotta do something!
The machine is breaking!" And then we go really fast, and everything's, oh my god, everything's breaking, oh my god. And you guys need to do running all over the stage, undoing each other's things, shoveling in things into the machine, crazy hell, classical music. There's going to be a bunch of scarves inside of the machine tied to each other. You guys are going to be pulling them out like a freaking magician. And we're losing our minds. You guys can just go Googling things Google things to try to fix the machine, put blankets on it, all that stuff. So this is similar to Confusion Seminar in that there are a list of things you could be doing, and you should be doing one of them at all times.
Yeah.
Then we were like, guys, we can't fix it. Brace for impact. We all go down, and then every sound pauses. All the lights pause. Spotlight on Jonas. Jonas says, "Oh my gosh, we gotta fix this, guys. Oh no, let me recreate. No, let's try to fix this." But he can't, and he's like, "You know what? Should I sacrifice myself to fix this? If I jump into the machine will stop breaking." But it doesn't. He doesn't do that because he asks the audience, and no matter what they say, he says, "Oh, you don't want me to sacrifice myself? Okay." And then he just runs out the door. A big explosion sound. We all die. We all hide. And the show is over. One of you comes out and says, "All right, guys, that was the show. Thanks for coming. Really sad how you just let them die, but there'll be a next show eventually.
Once they've recovered.
Once they've recovered, follow their Instagram. Maybe one in winter? Yeah. That's the whole show, okay? So, I'm sure that was only like 30 minutes of us explaining everything. You know, that's a long time, but if you're
It's worth it.
If you really care about us, then you watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
you have no excuse to not watch this whole thing.
you also have no excuse not to show up to at least two practices.
Please DM at FoolsPainter, me on Instagram, the word cabbage if you watch this whole thing. If you are watching this now, DM me the word cabbage.
On Instagram.
Yeah. Or anything really,
Or
but
anything.
preferably Instagram.
Yeah, also, you will get a special prize if you are one of the helpers that watched the whole video.
Yeah, you will.
Also, listen, I love that you are here, and I thank you very much for helping. I'll give you some free Doomsday merch, and probably some free food on the day of the show. That's really all I can afford, though. Thank you for helping us. Stop that. Thank you for helping. I'll see you at the performance. Remember
Bye.
that we are going to need you on the 8th through the 11th.
Every day.
Please text us in the group chat and say if there are any times that do not work for you on those days, or else we will be just scheduling a random time. Thank you.